Okay, hello and welcome to the presentation of Sales and Production Management System for Ezecom Enterprise. Ezecom Enterprise is a power solutions company that provides products related to power systems. The business has the three corresponding departments: sales, production, and delivery department. Each department has one manager and employees. The administrator is the owner of the business, which has the power to operate the entire business. Now let's proceed to the main demonstration of the system. The login interface has two fields, the username and the password. If the user used an incorrect username, the program will show a notification that will tell that the username does not exist. If the password is incorrect, the program will show an incorrect password notification. If the user used a correct username and password, the program will proceed. The next interface that the user will see is the dashboard interface. The dashboard contains data that are useful as notifications and some other data that can be used for data analysis, such as monthly transactions and monthly gross income. We are logged in as administrator, so the navigation panel contains the options that are available for admin. The admin has access for employees panel, marketing panel, production panel, and delivery panel. If the user is logged in as marketing manager, only the marketing panel will be available for him. And if the user is logged in as the production manager, the production panel will be the only one available for him. Let's log in as the marketing manager. So here's the account of marketing manager. Let's log in him. So as you can see, there will be only two options, the employees panel and the marketing panel. In Marketing Manager's Employees panel, the employees visible will be John De La Cruz and Ezekiel Regino, which are the current employees of the marketing department. Unlike in Admin's Employees panel, all of the employees in the company will be visible.
Now let's go back to admin's account and discuss the marketing panel. So the marketing panel consists the options for purchase orders, add a purchase order, and sales report. In the purchase orders panel, there will be a search function and a filter, which are all operational. If the user would like to add a purchase order, he may click this option here in the navigation panel. As the user click the add a purchase order, he will be prompted to find a client or add a new client. If the client is existing in the database, the user may use the drop-down list or the search bar to find for the client. Client is new for the company. The user will add client as a new client in the database. The user will be prompted to choose an option whether the customer is an individual or a company. If the customer is an individual customer, he may avail the senior citizen or PWD discount, which will require the user to input the client's OSCA or PWD ID number. If the client is a company, the user will be required to input additional fields that are required for a company. This form has an error handling feature that could handle different errors. If the user added the form with a blank field, fields will appear as red and the notification will show that all text fields are required to be filled up. The user is only allowed to input alphabetic, numeric, space, and period characters. If he or she inputted invalid characters, the program will not allow it. And if the field requires only numerical characters, such as this telephone or landline number, the user may only input numerical characters. So let me populate these fields and submit the form. In the field of email address, the user will be required to input a valid email address format. In this case, I will use my personal email address so that we can show the working notification system of this project.
Now that the fields have been filled up, let's now submit the form. So the next page of the purchase order looks like this. The second page will require a delivery address, the item type, and the list of the items that the customer will purchase. The PO date, PO number, client ID, and client name are all automatically added. The fields of the delivery address has the same validations from the previous page. The user will be required to select whether the customer would like to order a ready-made item or a made-to-order item. If the order is ready-made, the program will not generate a job order because the item is already ready-made. If the item is a made-to-order item, The user will be required to select a payment scheme, whether the client will pay 50% down payment or 100% full payment. Next, the user may add the item that the client wishes to order. After adding the item, the user will need to add the quantity. The total price will be automatically computed by the program. After everything has been filled up, the user can now submit the form. The purchase order will be successfully added as a pending purchase order. If the client ordered a made to order item, the PO will be subjected for approval by the administrator. The status of the added purchase order will be pending because the admin needed to approve the purchase order first. The admin can approve the purchase order by selecting the row and clicking the enter or clicking approve PO here. The admin may either approve or reject the purchase order. If the admin rejected the purchase order, the program will ask for the reason for rejection. Let's say the reason for rejection is an invalid address. Then a message will appear that the PO is successfully rejected. If the PO is rejected by admin, the manager or the employee of the marketing department will be needed to edit the status of the purchase order. Okay, so let us view this purchase order in marketing manager's account. Okay, so we're now logged in as marketing manager, and here is the purchase order that was rejected by admin. So let's now edit it so that admin can now approve this purchase order. Okay, as you can see, the rejection note will appear here so that the user can see why the purchase order is rejected. Okay, so let's change the address and resubmit the purchase order. And the status will be returned as pending when the user successfully edited the purchase order. Let's go back at admin's account. So here's admin's account, and let's now approve the purchase order. After the purchase order has been approved, an email will be sent to the customer. Let's now check that email. So here's my personal email, and an email was sent by the program. Greetings NMR1107, your PO number 0001 has been approved. This email will serve as a notification for the customer that will tell that his purchase order has been approved. As the status of this purchase order was approved, a job order will be generated by the system and will be sent to the production panel. Let's now log in as production manager and see the new posted job order. So we are now at production manager's account, and as we can see, there is one new job order. In the posted job orders panel, a job order was newly issued. The first step of the production manager will be requesting items from inventory. So the first step is selecting an item from the list that the client ordered. In this case is a UPS 5 kVA. Next step is check the necessary materials for the item in step 1. Let's say that the UPS 5 kVA requires 3 batteries. Then we need to click the arrow sign, which is located here. Next step is enter the quantity. This quantity will determine the number of items that are needed to be requested. Let's say the user forgot to add a single quantity here. The program will notify the user that some items have missing quantity. After that quantity has been fixed, the user can now submit the request. After submitting the request, the status will be changed to items requested by production. This request order will only be approved by admin. So let's now log in as admin. So we're back at admin's account, and let's now approve that request order. So the request order appears as a pending status. So let's now approve this request order. After the request order has been approved, the status will change to approve. And now the production manager can now assign employees to the job order. Production manager will assign a deadline date for the job order. Next, he will select the employees that will be assigned to the job order. Next, the production manager will add tasks that are required for this job order. If the rows in the table are insufficient, the production manager can add row by clicking this button. After the production manager finishes assigning employees, he may now assign this job order. A notification will appear that an employee is successfully assigned. After that, the status will be changed to production ongoing. When production is ongoing, the production manager can now update the timeline of the job order. When a task is finished, the production manager will check this checkbox. Then, a notification will appear that a task is successfully completed. When all of the tasks are completed, an email will be sent to the customer. So let's check that email. In this email, customer will be notified that the production of his order with PO number something has been completed and the item will be prepared for delivery. Then, the status of the job order will be changed to production complete. When a production order is complete, the admin can now issue delivery orders so that the products can now be delivered to the client. In the delivery panel, the admin can now issue delivery orders. Purchase orders with status production completed can now be generated with a delivery order by clicking this button. Next, a delivery next, a delivery receipt will appear and the admin can deploy this for delivery. A message will appear that the DO is successfully issued. Upon issuing the delivery order, the status will change to DO issued. Now, the delivery manager can now deploy this for delivery. The delivery manager will now assign employees for the delivery by clicking this button. And the delivery order will appear and the manager needs to assign a delivery date for this delivery order. After assigning the delivery date, the manager needs to assign employees for the delivery. After completing the requirements, the manager can now deploy the delivery. When a delivery is deployed, a notification message will appear and an email will be sent to the customer. Now let's check that email. A new email was sent to the customer. He will be notified that his order is being delivered and please prepare the payment if he or she has any unsettled amount remaining. After that, the status will be changed to delivery ongoing. Let's now check the account of the delivery employee that is assigned for this delivery. We're now here to the account of the delivery employee that is assigned for the delivery. In his delivery panel, the job order was issued and can be viewed here. He has now the ability to print the delivery receipt. In order to view all of his deliveries for today, he can click this button. Then his delivery route will appear, which will show all of his deliveries for the current date. After that, he can also print this panel. After the delivery has been completed, the delivery employee is required to report the delivery in his manager. After the delivery manager has confirmed these deliveries, he can now confirm the delivery as successful. After confirming the delivery, the transaction will be completed. After the transaction has been completed, the transaction will be recorded to the sales report, which can be found in the marketing panel. The sales report will show all the transactions that have been completed by the company. In this case, there is only one transaction that is completed by the company. The total sales will be shown here below, and a filter is fully functional and can be used by the user. That is all for the presentation of the system. Thank you for watching.